remember the date. We were going to Louisiana for Regis to win the WBA title, and Jerry Hurd just lost to J-Rock. I didn't know. I know who he was as a fighter, so I knew the kid was talented, right? I went to his DM and I said, "Hey, champ, you can come back from this loss." I said, "The great champions lose, but the deal is, how are you going to come back? Do you have anything in you to get those belts back?" I said, "I don't know you from Adam, but I believe that if you put your foot down, you can get this back." I said, "If there's any way I can help you, you let me know." Without me stepping on any toes, I had to say what I had to say to the kid, right? Mm-hmm. I left him a DM. Left it alone, went to Louisiana, reached the won a world title. This year, like back in December, October, right? I get a call from I get a text from Coach K saying, "Hey man, you got time for Jerry Hurd?" I said, "Yeah, I got time for Jerry Hurd." Who wouldn't have no time for Jerry Hurd, right? So, and I forgot this bro, my hair stand up on my hand when I think about this shit. So the first day he brought him to the gym, I said, we talked and everything, got him outside. I said, let me get your Instagram thing, right? I forgot about the fucking DM I sent this kid last year. It had the same as I said, champ, look at this. I said, "Did you?" He said, "I never saw that."
Wow.
I had no way of getting in touch, person to person, with Jerry Hurd to even say anything, even congratulations. My uplifting was to say, "Hey man, go get your shit back, because you can do it." I said, "Bro," this is some bro, but man, I got nervous. I started fucking sweating. I was like, "Oh, this is some crazy shit." And I was like, 2021 is going to be a year of connecting and elevating. Come on, man. That's people don't believe. They won't believe I said. You can look at the message. I showed it to them. I said, "Bro, this is me." That was me sending you that text message, that DM message.
That was just confirmation. That was just confirmation.
I'm in my lane, man. I'm gonna stay in this lane until God says, "Hey, it's time to go."
Hey, so let me ask you this. Let me ask you this: How strength and conditioning, right? Mm-hmm. And I'll say, Coach, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but even Derek has come around to strength and conditioning if it makes sense, if it's right. But how would you? And I don't want to use the word, but for the lack of a better word, how do you sell strength and conditioning to boxers and coaches who might say, well, we don't need a strength and conditioning guy? Why is it important? Like I said, even like Coach D has really come around. And I've known Coach for maybe 4, 5, 6 years, and strength and conditioning is something that he's come around to here recently. Is that a fair statement?
Before Evans answers, because I want to hear his answer too. Here's what it is, man. Boxing, from coaches being skeptical.
And I'm a big strength and conditioning guy. I believe in it.
Boxing, as long as boxing's been around, there's been hangers on, parasites, hustlers, common fucking thieves, right? And they all find a way to get next to the champ, your guy, right? They all find a way. It could be friends, it could be family members, it could be other. But the strength and conditioning coach thing, man, the first time I even heard that shit had to be in the mid-90s when Evander was coming up to heavyweight. He was trying to, there in 90, 91, he was trying to come up, but he's small. So you ain't got a strength conditioning coach. Now, just by being in the sport, right, and owning gyms and shit, you see these guys come and go. You see these guys come and go. They got the secret. more times than not, they lie about their background. They have nothing to add, or they start giving you fighter some fucking supplements, right? And now, perfect example. Everybody knows Buddy McGirt, 2-time champion, great trainer, Hall of Famer. And Kovalev just failed a fucking. He had a synthetic type testosterone in him. Now I don't know shit about steroids, but I know it's illegal. So now Buddy McGirt probably didn't know shit about that. His strength conditioning guy was giving it to him or somebody, or he was taking it on his own because he knows. But now as the trainer, I gotta sit back and motherfuckers start saying, "Buddy, how is your fighter testing positive for steroids?" And you gotta go, "I didn't know." You didn't know? Well, what kind of fucking trainer are you? So, I say that to say this. Those guys are so plentiful and so at every gym, every fighter that gets any kind of success. They never there at the beginning. They come when the success is there. Now, I first came to strength conditioning, understand, I said, you know what? If my fighter thinks that guy is making him stronger and better, and I'm not seeing no problems in the ring, it ain't crossing over to the ring, he's able to perform the way I need him to perform, well, guess what? Even if it's just mental, great, right? Great, I don't give a fuck, go do it. Now, meeting guys like Evins, and I ain't gonna toot your horn, bro, but because you are training my son right now, but I ain't gonna toot your horn. This is the thing. Meeting Evins, talking sports, a telltale sign to a good strength conditioning guy is this. How you doing, man? What's up, coach? Listen, I'm not a boxing trainer. I ain't saying shit about it because they know that just causes a problem. That's like sticking a spoke in the fucking wheel. But, coach, we need to communicate. Look, I see this in your fighter. He needs to do this and that. And then you start seeing the results. Now, it ain't hard for me to ask the world champion who's in my gym because we training his son and shit and he works out a little bit. It ain't hard for me to say, and it helps that he's from New Orleans, so we speak the same shit. I said, say, bro, tell me about Evins, man. Oh, coach, this motherfucker here, bro. He got me straight, man. This dude, and starts telling me how the pivotal role you play, right? Then I know his head coach for 20 years. I know how long he was born into boxing like a lot like me. So I check everybody out, man. But I check everybody out with the people I know. I know they gonna tell me, man, that's a bad guy or that's a good guy. So when he says that, I'm like, well, shit. If he got him on the world champ, we trying to get a world championship. Let's go. That's the skepticism from trainers, bro. They don't know who's gonna come in and start fucking with their fighter. Start giving them false shit, false, training. And what I like to say is busy work. I hate busy work. You got shit to do. If you got to get stronger or you need to get better as a fighter, there is no such thing as busy work. You can throw that jab a million more times. You got shit to do. And that's where that skepticism comes in, man. So Quentin's whole national team experience taught me, well, they do strength conditioning, and I am seeing my kid get stronger. I am seeing my kid perform even more. So let's go with it. Mm-hmm. That's why. It's too many phonies, bro. It's too many phonies. But go ahead, Evan.
There's a lot of see when I know that there's only a couple of sports that I can relate. Damn, I got distracted. Hold on. There's only a couple of sports that I call ball checking, right? We got, people don't talk about it. We got, number one, we got soccer, right? We got water polo. And we got fucking boxing. And we got track and field. And then we have wrestling. And then we have gymnastics. Okay? So when I think of conditioning a fighter, a fighter has the conditioning of a fighter has to be he has the stamina of a Greco wrestler, right? He also has to have the kind of footwork and aggression of a wing player and defender on a soccer team. Okay.
Yeah, the motherfucker that beat me.
He has to be strong as a gymnast. Strong as a gymnast, right? And he has to be explosive enough like a sprinter. Right?
All of it.
And when you make a program for a boxer, you gotta factor in all that shit, and then you gotta factor in the mental capacity, right? So what I'll do, and when I think of a boxer and what he has to do, what she has to do, throwing punches in my mind is like sprinting, right? When I was sprinting and I jumped, I trained to jump 6 times, right? 6 aggressive times, control aggression. I had to do that 6 times. And my preparing for the jump, I never got tired. And maybe a year and a half ago, I was working with Dominic Gwynn, heavyweight fighter. We got Dominic back in shape from 260 something down to like 230 something to fight Junior 5. They said, "Oh, Junior 5." I said, "Dominic Gwynn is gonna knock this motherfucker out." Right? So, and I called the fight. I told Lou DiBella to his face and said, "You don't give my boy a chance, right?" I said, "He in the best shape of his life. I said, gonna knock this bitch out in 4 rounds." Round 4, when we got to the weigh-in, Junior 5, they only had tapes of Dominic old fights. We had the first fight on the television card, right? We walk in. I said, we're gonna keep Dominic in the middle. When we get to the scale, we gonna unveil that shit. They called Dominic to the scale. He took off his shit, 232 pounds. Junior 5, 260 pounds. They swung the fucking fight, took us off of television, put us after the main event where nobody could see it. Because they didn't know what was going to happen. They had never seen Dominic win in this type of shape, right? So in the fight, Dominic knocks this motherfucker across the ring with a short left hook, his favorite punch. And I was like, it's fucking over. It's over. I called the fight. What happened was Dominic started punching, trying to take him out. And he punched himself out. And I was like, I can't, this is, how did he do that? He's in the best shape of his life. How did he do that? I don't get it. And it fucked me up for a long time. And I said, I know what it was. I said, I have to take a fighter and train his arms like I train a sprinter. So I said, how am I going to work this into my program with the coaches? So I said, I talked to Regis and Bobby. I said, listen, I just need 1 day. 1 day of bag work. I'm not telling him how to throw combinations. I'm not doing any of that shit. I want him to punch the bag as long as he can, for as long as if you got to fight and you got to fight 36 minutes, I want you to hit the fucking bag for 36 minutes. 1 day a week. Right? So when I thought about that and then everything else that goes along, I said, that's where the conditioning comes in. And there is a lot of fighters right now that think they're in condition, but they can still punch themselves out. And it really fucked my head up because I was thinking, I can't believe, I know I kicked his ass and I know but there's 2 separate sides. So that's when we got to communicate as coaches, right? Because I got a job to do, but I don't want to go over what I'm supposed to do. So if you've done bag work with them and I had bag work, I'm not going to do no bag work maybe the next time. So I think, like you said, a lot of coaches are skeptical, but the fight is more than just punching, right? You got the legs involved. You got to breathe. So even at the pool, I add some type of breathing technique. And even with